Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Robert Roy. Welcome to Market Mornings with Rob. Hope you all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in the questions box or comment box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. Nothing worse than talking to myself in the next 20 or 30 minutes. I appreciate any help you guys can give. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. So keep in mind that everything we do today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice and or recommendations, right? We have got a ton of candidates to get through today. I think there's about a dozen of them for today. So I really want to jump into this, guys. And then we'll take your candidates as we go through. But the very first one, and I am loving it, is Pfizer, PFE. Pfizer came out with their COVID pill. Apparently, they stopped the trial early, saying, yeah, this is not worth our time. This thing needs to get approved now. 86% efficacy from a pill of someone not being hospitalized with severe COVID. They said it blows away the Merck drug, which I think I saw Merck was down this morning because of it. So I will definitely be looking at selling a naked put here. I may look at taking a longer-term position on Pfizer. You know, their options are not normally expensive options. So you've got, this weekly, I don't know if we'll get anything today for today's naked put, but their weekly options are, so we'd have to look at next week. Their weekly options are not bad. If you looked yesterday, if we went to a 20 delta or so, we could get for the 44 yesterday, we can get 68 cents for that 44 delta. And obviously we need to go a little bit. That's going to change now once the new pricing hits. That's going to change a little bit. So that'll have an effect on it, but I like Pfizer a lot with this new drug out. They just had Dr. Scott Gottlieb on, who's on the Pfizer board on CNBC. And, I like him as a doctor. He seems to be a no-holds-barred type guy. He doesn't pull punches. Obviously, with Pfizer, we can only say so much because he's on their board, and one other, maybe Regeneron, I forget, but and he just, what he called it as, in the next 2 months, this is the end of the pandemic as we know it. This wave of Delta is it. And after this is gone, in 2 months, he's talking about where we in New York should be seeing the worst or have seen the worst. He's expecting that that's where it's over. I saw Connecticut just lifted their mask mandate, so which is where they're from as well. So I like Pfizer in this position right now. So I'm going to be looking at them for sure today. GOOS, GOOS, right? Canadian Goose. They had earnings come out. Everybody else's earnings, actually. Pfizer was the only one. They're on top. That was not. But they closed up yesterday at 40. They're sitting at 45. Also, I'm going to be looking at a bull put spread on these guys or a naked put. Again, I am a big fan of anything I could sell premium. Does that mean you can't trade these by buying calls and puts? Absolutely not. This is me. I like the higher probability of being right. If I sell a put and the stock goes up, I make money. If I sell a put and the stock goes sideways, I make money. If I sell a put and the stock goes down a little bit, I still make money. If I'm buying a call option or buying the stock, I need directional movement to make money. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I can make a lot more of it, a lot more money if I am buying than I am selling. I just have a higher probability of being right. So that higher probability for me helps with lowering my risk, and I'll take a lower premium because of it. Exactly, Alan. Former FDA head chair. Can you say conflict? Yeah, no kidding, right? No kidding. Let's see. LYV is our next one. Live Nation. They had earnings come out. They closed up about 107.8, somewhere around there. And right now they're about 113. So we'll be looking at a bull put spread. Here's the problem with Live Nation. If I just kind of start to slide this option chain over, we're monthly options. Now, am I okay with the 14 days? Yes. From there, I'm not a big fan of going 30 days if I don't have to. I don't know what the strikes are in here, meaning the increments. So we're at $5 increments. Not a fan there. Actually, here we've got 250. So I'm not bad with 250. So I'm fine with that. But $5 on a $112 stock, yeah, I'd rather not. But I will look at it. Guys, if the premium is right and I feel the risk is worth 14 days, I will look to take it. DraftKings, DKNG is our next one. So DraftKings closed up yesterday. So I love these $40-ish stocks. They're great companies for me. You get a good sweet spot as far as premium goes. $45-ish yesterday. Right now it's trading at 42.5-ish. Had a slight pop this morning and then a big drop. It's come back a little bit now. And remember, if you followed along with me in the last couple of weeks that we've done this, Market Mornings with Robert Roy, if you've been here and you've watched those stocks, you have seen some of these whipsaws take place. You've seen the initial thrust down, the thrust back up, and even that thrust back down again. Some of them, like a Tesla and something like that, where you get a move in one direction, then the skyrocket in the other direction. Or you had a big move up and then a big fail down. Whatever it is, we've got to be cautious when you start to see this little rounding bottom type pattern in there. Caution grasshopper. And if we take it a step further, and we're just going to analyze this initial move right here, that move down, we've pulled back 50%. So that 50% right there may be enough for me to go to cry uncle and say, all right, it's rolling back over at this point. When I say me cry uncle, it cry uncle, that it's rolling back over at this point. All right. Let's take that off of there. Yeah, Andrea said Tesla's doing me well right now. Absolutely. Tesla is crushing it right now. Huge fan. It is an awesome company. A little bit overvalued at this point. I personally am waiting for a decent pullback, not big, 100, 200 points pullback so I can redraw my fibs because I just don't have the opportunity right now. So DraftKings, we're going to be looking at a bear call spread. All right, CGC, right, which is Canopy Growth. Let's see. We've got to move from 1340 down to 1280. And we'll be looking at a bear call spread on CGC. It's got weekly options on it. Not my favorite company at $12. You don't get a lot of premiums on it. You do have 50-cent increments, which I would probably skip and go to $2 to a $1 increment. But right now, if we look at a bear call on this, and if we're looking at, in an ideal world, we're going to go out of the money a little bit. So right now we're at 13. Let's call 13.5 is where we were yesterday. So if we did the 13.5, 14.5, you would have had for next week. Yeah, for next week, 13.5, 14.5, you would have had 77.43. So about 30 cents for a $1 spread. That was yesterday. That was before their earnings. The volatility could have jacked up prices. So we'll look at it today. Listen, if I can get 30 cents on a $1 increment, I may actually consider a 50-cent spread there. I don't normally look at those, but if I can get a 13.5, I mean, yesterday I could have done this spread 87.97. So that's 26, 25 cents, call it for 50. That's a 50% rate of return. I'll take it all day long if I can still get it when the market opens up, right? Peloton, PTON, crush, kill, destroy. My goodness gracious, they got flipping hammered yesterday on their earnings, right? So yesterday in the overnight session, they went from $85 down to $55. Man, big crushing blow. Realistically, I don't see a spread trade on that today. I just don't see the premium being there without me compromising my my system of how I trade these. On Peloton, we're looking at $57 right now, right? So if we're at $57, I mean, look where we are. 2 fib lines. 3 here. See where it came down to? Right to a fib line. Fib lines are awesome. They're awesome. We came right down near that 57 level, which is where we're hanging out right now. Right now, in an ideal world, if I can get a small bounce off that 57, maybe because of an overreaction on Peloton, I may be looking at that for a directional trade today. But I really want to see a nice bounce off that 57 level, right, for me to take it there. Expedia, EXPE, earnings are good, right? Not surprising. right? You're seeing more people starting to travel. It's going to get even bigger when you have more people coming out there saying pandemic is ending, right? If that truly is the case. I am not on one side or the other of it. If it ends, it ends. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm going to trade the market regardless of what it does. So we closed up about 158. We're right now at 178, 79. $20 move to the upside. Bull put spread for sure is what I'm going to be looking at today. Airbnb, ABNB. All right, so Airbnb closed up last night right about 178, and we're looking at 187. So almost 9 or 10 points to the upside on Airbnb. Bull put spread for sure is my potential or what I'm looking at for them. Same thing, not surprising. People are, stay away from the hotel environment, get into a house. It's private. You don't have people coming in. You're not walking past people in the hallways, right? You can go mask free all through the house and so forth, right? So not surprising to see their numbers go to the upside. I've always been a fan of Airbnb, right? So if we're looking at bull put spreads, actually, let's do this. Let's go here and look at Airbnb. Come on. ABNB. All right. So right now, yesterday's close at 178. We're sitting right now at 187. Right. So we are all the way, oh God, up here. Let me grab my crosshair. All right. So we're all the way up here right now at this point. Okay. So let's go back and look left. All right, so if we're at 187, right about where my horizontal line is there, I'm going to be looking for something down below that 178 level. Got a great fib channel going there. So if I can look at a put down below 178, so I've got a 77.5 put, and we'll go one strike lower than that. We've got a 75. Yesterday, for that 250 spread, here, let's actually turn it into a vertical. Right? Let me look here. So 77.5, 75. For the one for this week, we were able to get $1.18 yesterday. Now we've moved $8.50. That's not going to be the case, right? If you move this $10, you'd be looking at, assuming no manipulation of price, you'd be looking at 65 cents. If I can get 50 cents for this week, if I can get 40 cents for this week, I will be doing the 65, 67.5 without a doubt. Right, assuming that it opens up the same and continues its momentum. If not, we can look for next week. 67.5, 65. See, they're getting about the same price. Wow, look at that. They're getting about the same price for the week, this week and next week. So I like it. I'm putting a little asterisk next to Airbnb for today. Let's keep going. Uber is our next one. Also, earnings play. They dropped right out of the box. They recovered very quickly. They closed up last night right about 45. Remember, I love those $40-ish price stocks. The CEO was on CNBC this morning. That's bolster for it without a doubt, right? And we're sitting at 46, almost $47, right? So we're up $1, almost $2 on the position. Looking at selling a naked put, potentially a diagonal spread, potentially a covered call, potentially a bull put spread. Right? I like naked puts on it, though. If I can get a decent premium on a naked put, look for, 20 delta is your safe point I'm just going to turn my option chain back over where I can see delta. And if we were at the 42s as of yesterday, the 42s had a 20 delta, and we were, for next week, we were at 89 cents. I should just pull it on the screen. So the 40, what are we looking at? 20 delta. So we've got a 20 delta here at 42.5 or 71 cents yesterday. So again, it's had a really nice move to the upside. But look for that 20 delta today. And you need to sell it at the open, guys. If you wait too long, you won't get anything for this week. It will be gone. Market makers will adjust quickly. Pins. They've been in the news a lot lately. If we look at the bigger picture on Pinterest. And by the way, I've only got a couple candidates left, guys. So if there are stocks you want me to look at, drop them in. All right. So you could see this just crashing move from $62, right? And now they just came out with earnings today. The earnings drove them up and then pulled them back right to about where they were. So for me, unless I can get some awesome pattern, let's see where we closed yesterday. And what would that awesome pattern be? Okay, so we drove up today and pushed back down below that 44.5. We're sitting right now at 44.47. So we're right at that fib line. Drop a little bit, come back and retest that fib. And I'm looking at 40.61 as my target. For this, I will be looking at a directional trade with buying puts. This is just a continuation of the bad news that's already been out on them. That little pop to the upside didn't really seem to last very long, right? It went into the overnight session. We gapped back up this morning. And then after that gap up, 4:30 this morning, whatever it was, people were like, yeah, no, sorry, we don't believe it. So if I can get that fail, as you see here, we came further down. We recovered back to 44.5, and the rollover, I'll look for buying a directional put, at least 30 days of time. Right? Shack, right, which is Shake Shack. They had earnings come out. They closed up yesterday about $78. They're sitting at $87 right now, 86.5. So I'll be looking at a bull put spread on Shack. And then Square, SQ. Huge fan of this one. This is part of our power option plays trades, right? We had a tremendous move down, a quick recovery yesterday, a snapback. See what I'm talking about? Down, up, down. And then we laid there all day until the market opened up this morning, right about, and when I say open, eyes opened up this morning, 8:45 or so after the unemployment reports are out and all that good stuff, which was at 8:30. And we took off and we went from 237 up to 254. So I like Square a lot as a company. We trade them all the time in power option plays. Right. So right now on Square, we're at 254. So where are we? We're at a critical level right now, right here. If we can get above that level, that 254.78 retest and bounce, I'll be looking at a directional trade up to 263. I may scale out along the way, but 263 is where I'll be headed as my final target of what we'll be looking for. All right. So, okay. That's Square. We got a couple of candidates in there, not a whole lot. Some of you put them in early. Frankie already dropped in GM. Pretty sure that was the same one from yesterday, Frankie, which I don't have a problem with, of course. But so they took a nice pop yesterday. Right? We talked about those lower tops yesterday. We've got kind of an equal high right now. So get above that 58.65 level, retest it and bounce. And we're looking at, actually, let me bring up my symbol grid. I want to see what its fibit is. Oh, no, that's wrong. Wrong list. That's why. All right, so this moves. Nope. Let's try it again. Just GM, not GMOM. All right, so this moves about $3.14 every 2 days. 57 to 61 is 4. I need to split this level in half, Frankie. So we're going to add a negative 136 in there, which is an interim fib line. So pull back to 57 and bounce. 59.25 is our resistance level. All right. Let's see what else. Hope that helps. Paul is asking for SPY. Paul, I trade this puppy or attempt to trade this every single day. Break above the 467.32 level, retest and bounce, or look for a pivot point intraday. For me, realistically, I want to see the pullback to 462.65. I don't believe with the unemployment report that we have this morning, we're going to see that. We didn't look at futures this morning, but we're rocking. I mean, we're up 23 points on the S&P. We're up 75 points on NASDAQ. right? So we're crushing it this morning. We're doing well. All right, hope that helps, Paula. Home Depot. Gene's asking for Home Depot. HD. All right, Home Depot is one of the stocks that are on our power option plays list that we trade regularly. I love what's going on right now with Home Depot, Gene. And what I mean by that is look at where it closed, look at where the fib line is, and look at where the moving average is. All I need today is a pullback to that 370 level and a bounce. We're close enough with our 8 moving average. Do that, and we got a directional trade set up. See what I just did this the other day. Home Depot. Oh, wait, where are their earnings? Never mind. The earnings coming out right here. So it would be a day trade with the potential up to 379.40 on Home Depot, right? Last one, Kevin, is GDX. Right, which is gold. So first off, I guess let's go back and look here at gold, right? We have kind of went sideways, good push up, and then we've dropped down since the European market time, that 2 to 3 a.m. Eastern time. We've dropped down. We look at gold overall from the market miners, which is a vectors position. We look at it, we've really are in a bearish bias. So I'm looking at probably 29. Let's see. So we're going to have some, you're going to have some short-term resistance at that 31 level. So you've got a first target at 31 and a second target down to about 29. Right? So I hope that helps. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure, listen, guys, if you want to know more about the things that we do and how I trade and stuff, there are tons of free resources that I offer, right? Go ahead over to Trading Like a Boss. And if nothing else, you want to get registered on that. It's free. Everything on this page, there's no credit card. You can't even have an option to put one in, nothing. It's all free, guys. Trade with Rob. I send out our trade setups every single week. My goal is to send out 2 a week. And that's if I can find them. If I don't find great setups, I'm not sending them out. It's just not happening. I sent one out last night. Go check it out. It's on our YouTube channel. You can see it was on Apple is the setup. But guys, we're up almost 19 grand from May 20th is our first trade, and all we do is just one trade. And it. Just go back and watch the videos. You know exactly what I did. Do we win on all the trades? Heck no. Here we made $37.50. Beautiful, right? Okay. Are we crushing it there? No. Did we do well on Adobe and Coinbase? 2 of our bigger movers yet are some of the recent stuff that we've had. Our only other $2,000 one was CRWD. So go ahead and check it out. Sean will drop that in that link in there for you. You can also go to tradewithrob.com/go. But if you go to Trading Like a Boss, Trading ING Like a Boss, you'll see multiple things. You want to learn about fibs? There's a free fib series in there. And of course, we do our Power Hour every Monday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, folks. I will see you at our next one. Bye for now.